Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast today. If you were following me yesterday, I was telling you that every day I'm gonna try to do a daily podcast, and today I ran into some situations, so everything's fine. Just had to throw it out there because stuff's going on. Human things, stuff happens on planet Earth. But anyways, to continue is one of the things that really, you know, kind of really bothers me because I don't know if you like you, but I'm around 40 years old. So I kind of have a little bit track history back into the 90s and the later 80s with some of the stuff that you're seeing happen now, especially with the Epstein files. But it goes all the way back to what I was seeing today and into yesterday. But is Corey Feldman. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but Corey Feldman, he was in Stand By Me. I don't know if you ever saw that growing up as a kid, and I happen to be one of them. But it really bothered me when I saw that he actually did try to expose us back in, I think it was 93, I want to say. But it was in the early 90s, maybe 91. And it was like right in that window. And I saw in a clip today, and it really bothered me, yesterday, is he said that he tried to expose it then. They said that he was a liar. They called him a liar because he was being part of the group of network of kids that were being trafficked. If you saw the podcast yesterday, I was talking about human trafficking, right? Well, he was part of that network, and he tried to tell, the police department he was in there. This was in California, that he was being molested and this stuff was happening, and they didn't believe him. They said he was a liar. Like I was just saying, he is a liar. And there's a statute of limitations to where he can't even do that. And then he goes on to say that in the clip that that's because they all work for the same group and network. So you can't even get the truth out in California. And this is where I'm going with this, is this is not a Democratic Republican thing. They want it to be because they want to cause division. They want to cause destruction. They want to cause it through chaos because we're fighting each other for the truth, right? But they're really controlling the narrative by doing that. And so what we're seeing is that they're just going to cover up the Epstein files, not expose all of it. We'll white out what you don't want to see. Why? Because we'll cause you to fight each other. Well, the Republicans did this. Well, the Democrats did that. So now we can just sit there and attack each other. And that's what they want to do. They want us to attack each other because then they can take over the country by collapsing the economy, flooding our borders, let illegals in, take over the country. Everybody's focused on ICE. There's another distraction right there. Yeah, ICE just has to involve with distracting us from the Epstein files. But if we can flood the borders, now you see the cartels going to war with each other, and people are, see you later, going out from their Airbnb or hotel because of the amount of violence. People are afraid. They can't even go on vacation. People are going on spring break. They can't even go on vacation. Imagine not being able to go on vacation because there's a cartel war. And if you go back to the history of all this stuff, it has to do with the mafia. It has to do with people that control the money because it's all the rich people, the billionaires, your Rockefellers, the people in Hollywood, like I said before, the people in music, the people that are involved in, even our economy, our government, world leaders. You got people in their cabinets and in their government, right? So it's kind of strange that happened, like that bombshell I just dropped about Corey Feldman. So, he couldn't even get that information released. And then he goes on. I saw another clip with Michael Jackson because this was a major problem. Everybody wanted to point the finger at Michael Jackson. Oh, he's sick. He's a pedophile. But even Corey Feldman says that was a cover-up. They wanted to distract that information from the people. Oh, we'll blame him because he was talking about that in his clip. He was. We go to search and find the clip. But then you see this reality of Michael Jackson having his own island, but it wasn't Epstein, it was Netherlands, that's the word I was looking for. So he has this place for kids to escape from who? From Epstein. I mean, they said in 1997 it was over 300 kids he saved. 300 kids from Epstein Island's network. And now this stuff's coming out. And who was the one that told the truth? Macaulay Culkin. You all seen the Home Alone series? I mean, come on. I mean, how much more information do we need to know the truth before we get on the phone with our senators, like I was saying yesterday, with our representatives in each state, and we say we demand transparency and we demand accountability. We are not going to stand for this. And people say, oh, well, it's all against Trump. Okay, then why did Forbes today, or the other day, because I saw this today, talking about the Democrats. They mentioned the Democrats in there, saying that they wanted Trump to testify for his cover-up in the Epstein files. Oh, well, that's saying that he's involved with it. But then there's other articles and factual information pointing out that he's not actually involved with it. So there's the confusion right there. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you this because that's where they want the distraction. Well, what do you know what to really believe? I don't know what to really believe either, like you, because I'm not behind the scenes. I never visited Epstein Island. I was never involved with these people. I don't even know who they are in real life because I never met them. So how do I actually know what's true? Except for the stuff that they cover up. So that's why we have to get to these people and tell them we want it all disclosed. People think, it doesn't matter. Well, actually it does. Because instead of them collapsing the economy and taking over the country with this one world government system like I talked about yesterday, if you saw that, that's their idea. We're your saviors. Why? Because we control the economy. So if we control the money system and it all lingers back to us, all these billionaires, all these rich people, all over the world, then they can say, well, here's our system. And it has to do with crypto, it has to do with digital, so don't freak out about all that because it is part of it. But the reality is that if we destroy them, so we get on the phone, with those people, with our governors, with our senators, our representatives, complain and want these people arrested, all of them, not 90% or 50 or 40, 100% of these people, all arrested, all of them, then what happens? We get rid of them. And they think, well, then what do we do then? We start over, like we did 250 years ago when we got rid of the British problem. And then we'd established this country. We broke away from that tyranny, and that had to do with England. It had to do with the church, yeah, that's all part of it. It had to do with the Catholic Church. That's part of it now, too, because the Pope's always been involved with these people. So the only way to fix the problem is to get these people arrested, and we have to get louder because it should be treating us like it's our own children. This is horrible what's happening. If I played these clips, people would be outraged, and they should. And they should be voicing with these people and telling them to get these people arrested. And if you agree, say amen, subscribe. Thank you for following this clip. And if you could, I have a GoFundMe fundraiser. I'm trying to help out family. I'm having a family emergency, a crisis, Uber driver, rideshare, like I said, with Lyft and everything. But you go to gofund.me/bake.rice.lift. Or you can find me on CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal if you don't want to go through GoFundMe, which is completely understandable. It's on CashApp, DerrickLemke, and it's the same as PayPal. And on Venmo, it's DRock, DROCK, 5690. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for contributing, and thank you for standing up for these kids and their freedoms and these victims that are involved, and that you'll actually do something about it and stand with other people in this country from all 50 states, and we're going to eliminate this problem. And if you agree, thank you, and say amen. God bless you, and have a great night. Goodbye.